Hi, Creep Night. My goodness, give me 1 second and I will get right to it. Creep Night in for the first. She's the first one in. Do, 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 do. Look, I can stay away for long. My goodness. I think I'm getting better at this, though. I'm definitely getting better at editing. That one's for sure. And I'm on time, too. That actually gets a brownie point of itself. There we go. My goodness. Ah! Okay. All right, hold on. I'm gonna do this one for real. Hold on. Let me get it. Let me get my my nervousness out. Hold on. I got something fantastic. Hold on. Hello, Jenna. I'm getting my screaming memes out. All right. I'm gonna do this for real. Ready? Do, 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 do. Oh, come on.
It's Tuesday morning, feeling so alive. I'm ready to own it, but in the back of my mind, a fog keeps coming through. Government's trying to control us, telling us what to do. Manipulation.
Yeah! Terrific Tuesday's back. My goodness. And I even have a whole slideshow thing. Has some music playing in the background. I hope that you guys can hear me. My goodness. And 3, 2. Hello, William. Hello, Dana. Hello, Creep Night. Woo, my goodness. Why'd you guys let me figure out that I was gonna give this up? I can't give this up. I can't give up Terrific Tuesday. But with Terrific Tuesday coming back, I had to figure out a few things. I really had to figure out a few things. So I come back with a slideshow. Boom! My goodness! So tonight's show will actually be a little bit choreographed, a little bit more organized, but to be honest, I'm kind of coming back with a vengeance, and there's a few things left unsaid because the last Terrific Tuesday was weak. I didn't even get to say bye. I didn't get to end it the way that I wanted to end it. What kind of ending was that? I was being censored. No, we're not gonna do that. Because you don't just give up. You keep fighting. You keep trying to be better than you were yesterday. Just one of those things, right? Anyways, so tonight's show, my goodness, evolution of Terrific Tuesday, how and where we came from to where we are going, my goodness. Who is Jeremiah Callihan? I don't even know, my goodness, but we'll get to that in just a second. 12 sad truths about community mental health. Truthful moment, what you can do about it. Red Nose Wellness, obviously, my goodness, my new venture, my new baby, got it tied in there a little bit. Announcements and shoutouts, and then Q&A. Are you ready? Terrific Tuesday. The evolution of how we got to this spot, how I'm here, and whenever you say Terrific Tuesday, it's I actually had someone go, well, what the hell is that? It's one day that you just dedicate that's going to be terrific. Okay? Well, it's looked different. It's looked different over time, and it's looked different over the years, and it was wild because I was actually standing back and I was looking at how it kind of morphed into what the hell it is and what it might be, and I don't even know, but I was trying to figure out, and I figured you could help me. So obviously I came back with a new logo because this actually incorporates everything it's been so far. When I first started Terrific Tuesday, it wasn't even Terrific Tuesday. before it was even Terrific News Tuesday, it was the Wheel of Good Fortune, which is right here. It was on April 25th of 2023. It's when I broke into that, I did not break in, hello SP, good to see you. It's when I commandeered a classroom, and they had a big map. So this actually happened in April of 2023. Boom, map. I was like, okay, well, what about before that? Well, before that, I actually didn't do live videos. I didn't actually do any of that of the sort. I actually have been making videos on YouTube since like I was 15 years old. But I never thought it was actually anything, and I didn't think that me doing lives were actually going to mean anything to anyone. I didn't think that this mattered to anyone until more towards the end, and Jana and William and SP and Creep Knight, and like it started actually accumulating and accounting to something. And I want to apologize, because whenever things get really busy, I tend to neglect other areas, even if they're like the things that make me happy. I'll neglect them because in our heads as human beings, we think that that's the right thing to do, because you have to prioritize. Well, the thing about Jeremiah is that I do know is that when I try to prioritize, I start losing focus. And I want you to know that I actually was, when I stopped doing Terrific Tuesday, it actually really saddened me. And I was like, why did I do that? Why did I stop? I couldn't even come up with a clear answer of why I was stopping. Which, okay. But sometimes you have to get there to get here. So anyways, the new logo actually has a little bit of a mix of everything that all the other ones actually had. So this one was missing the lettering, so the missing lettering is now V lettering. Down below, when I first started with the Wheel of Good Fortune, it was the map, so you have the map. The other one over there with the, it looks like New Age. If you actually look behind it, it was actually the world too, and the world was tiny. I really like graphic design of my own like ordeals, so I actually put a lot of thought and stuff into it. And so it's funny, because I was like, even when I first started doing live or trying to do videos, it's always accumulated to something, but it's always confused me. So anyways, let me back up for a second. Did you hear that? Oh, come on. There you go, my goodness. I added like a whole slideshow to it. It's like gorgeous. Sorry, I had to get some water. Well, anyways, I promise you I'm getting somewhere here, because I'm really excited. And happy July 1st. And I'm still all over the place. And I'm kind of happy right now. I'm actually really happy that like we're back. But there's a lot of things that we kind of have to discuss. So first and foremost, my goodness, let me see if I can figure this out. Ah! There they are. Okay, perfect. I can see the comments. Everyone's here. It's about to get up and real up in here. I promise you. All right. Going back to asking the question, because, you know, Terrific Tuesday. Thank you, Espy. So there's Terrific Tuesday. And then there's me. Now, being gone, I was trying to figure out who the hell I was. Now, that's the funniest thing, is because whenever Jeremiah starts really questioning who he is and where he came from, he starts really divulging and starts dissecting, if you will, his past events. And it's funny too, because whenever you actually like lay out a Jeremiah, I don't think even Jeremiah, because Jeremiah knows he can tell you that he doesn't know who the hell he is. Now, I've had good memories and I've had bad memories. I've had good times and I've had sad times. I've had interesting moments and I've had very disinteresting moments. But it's not about me. And so I actually laid myself, as you can see behind me, I laid myself out, and I had, in a lot of ways, start revisioning myself. Asking, well, what the hell am I doing? I started a business, I teach anger management, I do all these things, and well, I did Terrific Tuesday, but the question actually started bothering me, and the reason I stopped doing Terrific Tuesday was because some wonderful freaking soul asked me, what is Terrific Tuesday? And I've heard small little bits, but this actually triggered a internal crisis within myself. Go, God, no! I don't know who I am anymore. But then you realize, you are not you unless you have friends and wonderful souls and wonderful individuals who tell you who you are. That's you guys. I don't know who I am without you, and you don't know who you are, and I'm thoroughly convinced on this. You do not know who you are without me and without others. We have to actually work with each other, and we have to work together, and we have to have this line of communication to where we're adamantly communicating. Now you can tell I'm getting a little bit tense here, for good reason. If you've been following my social media, especially whenever it comes to Red Nose Wellness, I recently, in the last 12 days, have released a series of 12 sad truths about community mental health. The thing about algorithms are that they don't always show you those small little posts. And it started aggravating me because I realized that once again I'm up against this algorithm that may or may not like what I'm saying, but you have to have open communication for change. And that's on all of us. So I figured, okay, well, what's the best way to distribute having a conversation, because this needs to change, but this needs immediate help. Immediately. So let's get to it. If anyone has any questions while I'm in the middle of it, I'm gonna look at your comment and we'll just try to have this like open conversation. I have to kind of get back into the swing of this, but we're gonna get it. I promise you. And I'm not just downing, so this isn't all just like a boo-hoo 12-day or 12 sad truths. I had to look at it about mental health, because there's a silver lining. So bear with me. But coming from someone who's worked in mental health, and individuals that have either experienced mental health or also work in mental health, there's some things that have to be said before we can actually continue on with progress. Are you with me? Can you guys still hear me? We are what we preserve ourselves to be. Yes, I am who I say I am. But sometimes I need a few people to tell me who I am. Alright, so number one, burnout is baked in. A majority of those who work in community mental health are overworked and underpaid. This isn't surprising, but the fact that it's normalized rather than addressed is where it starts to sting. Number two, the illusion of access. On the surface, services appear available and easily accessible, but behind the scenes, clients are often met with a labyrinth of forms, eligibility criteria, and documentation requirements that delay or deny care. It's not just red tape, it's a filter. big companies could do better, but there's no money in that now, is there? Do you know how many times when I worked in community mental health that I had clients that significantly needed immediate help? And when I went to my supervisors for help to help the client and to meet the client where they're at, they said, well, that's not how things work here. But we have the resources, and we have the time, and we have the manpower, and we have the know-how, and we have the connections, and we have the networking. What do you mean it's not how that works? And they started realizing that it wasn't advantageous towards their exterior goals, i.e., number 3, tokenized community input. News conferences, listening sessions, and advisory boards are often performative, designed more for grants and public image than genuine reform. I want to help. Okay, then help. I've actually gone on this before whenever the power went out, and I started going on a tangent about churches not opening their doors for the people in need. And I was very, very disappointed that there was only a few churches that opened their doors. I started looking around and started doing this inventory of not just everyone around me, but certain businesses that talked a good game but didn't deliver. And I unfortunately started seeing that where at the time where I was currently working was actually happening. And I actually seen that whenever I was actually needing help for my clients, and I was continuously rerouted. Number 4, cultural misrepresentation. Services too often fail to neglect or to reflect the language, values, or realities of the people or communities they serve. This quietly reinforces distrust. Go to community mental health, actually most mental health, and ask them if they speak Spanish or Mandarin or German or French. Ask them if they are tuned in and with it when it came to different cultures and different beliefs. Are they knowledgeable on what are customary traditions when it comes to different cultures? Because I can promise you that I've yet to meet that person. I've met that agency. You can talk a good game, and you can go get the news, and, well, you know, Ishmael Evans still hasn't been found, and it's been way past 44 days. If you don't know who that is, you should check out Red Nose Wellness's social media and follow the money, because when you follow the money, you find out who's in charge, and you'll read in between the lines. Oh, and by the way, if you guys haven't actually figured it out yet, because I'm going 90-0, read between the words. Very well-designed slideshow. The guy that made it got help from a wonderful soul, and yeah, just sometimes you gotta read between the lines. Anyways, 5, paid perception. Okay, some agencies secure favorable media coverage through paid partnerships, even as they routinely fail to support individuals in crisis, including turning people away or letting them fall through the cracks during critical moments of mental health need. What? 6, always read the terms. Clients often unknowingly agree to broad data sharing policies, exposing them since they're exposing sensitive information to systems they don't fully understand and that coincidentally bypass HIPAA laws. For example, if you're in Oklahoma, you should really search the HIE bill, which is Senate Bill 1369, requires most providers to share patient data through statewide exchange. So even though your mental health records might be circulating more than you think, they don't have to ask you to opt in, but you are expected and required to understand what this is, and that you have a requirement or a due diligence that you have to ask to opt out. That just sounds slimy. Slimy! Should we continue? 7, funding over feelings. In the shadows of community mental health services are often reverse engineered to chase grant dollars, not to heal real people. The quiet tragedy is that the pain that doesn't fit the funding narrative is often ignored, uncounted, and untreated. Are you kidding me? No, I'm not kidding you. I'm being very sincere here. 8. Your crisis, their profit. Preventative mental health care is systematically underfunded, not because it lacks value, but because it lacks profit. In a system wired for billing, crisis becomes the most lucrative outcome manufactured, not by neglect, but by design. You ever feel like a system is designed against you, or that something's not right? You're not crazy. Bear with me, I promise you I'm going somewhere here. Compliance over compassion. In the current system, staff are often trained to prioritize paperwork, productivity metrics, and liability mitigation over human connection. When care takes a back seat to checklists, people become procedures and healing gets lost in the hustle. You better comply. I'm trying to help you, says the fish, or says the monkey to the fish while trying to place them up in a tree. Number 10, rinse, wash, and repeat. Professionals enter the mental health field with hope and purpose, only to encounter overworked hours, toxic work culture, and little mentorship. Meanwhile, qualified clinicians burn out, leave the field entirely, leaving the most vulnerable in care of a rotating cast of newly exhausted strangers. Have you ever gone and received services with mental health and you're like, they are exhausted, like they are on their last leg, and you just kind of feel bad for bringing your problems to them because they're exhausted, and you're just like, I'm sorry to burden you. If you're a client that feels that way, you're not a burden. It's not you. The system's just designed that way. But nobody will say this because everyone is getting their bills paid and they're funding their life because they don't have any other choice for right now. Okay, bear with me. Harm, then hush. Mistakes and neglect within the system don't trigger accountability, they trigger cover-up. Rather than confronting systemic failures, organizations often silence staff, coach responses, or even often threaten job security. It's not just a breach of ethics, it's a betrayal of trust. Number 12, betrayal of trust. Beneath the language of trauma-informed and evidence-based are a patchwork of disconnected, underfunded, and often dangerous systems that run on appearance, not outcome. People don't always get better, but the reports sure look good, don't they? The system isn't failing, it's working exactly as designed, just not for the people who need it most. They preach community, but practice isolation. I got that last line from a wonderful soul, and thank you if you're watching, because I know you are. So what do? What can we do? What in the world can you do about it? I've been saying it, but I need to scream it from the rooftops. If it makes me bring Terrific Tuesday to a whole nother level, then I'm willing and ready to do that. You have a choice. Everybody anyone watching this, everybody in the world has a choice. You get to choose. Yes, no, up, down. You get to choose. Not one person has a right to tell you how you should or should not be. If you're thinking something or feeling something, there's a reason why. You should absolutely find someone that you can trust. But what happens whenever the people that you trust are the ones that you can't trust, or they're exhausted, or they're just not emotionally there? Go to Brahms. Has anyone gone to Brahms recently? I went to Brahms literally just the other day, and I pull up, and the guy on the intercom goes, "What?" What? What? What do you want? What? People say, oh, well, that's just the generation nowadays. That's just customer service. No, it's not. It's something much more devious and much more sinister than just that's that generation. That is tacit approval. If I drop a pen and I'm your supervisor and I drop a pen and I actively do not pick up that pen in front of you, I am tacitly telling you, I tacitly approve for you to not pick up that pen either. And it becomes a vicious cycle. No. No, I didn't. Because there's a few things that we have to put in, and this is actually being the change. When you get aggravated with someone that says, what? You get to choose. Am I going to let this individual get the best of me, aggravate me? Or am I going to, despite that, go through and still be me? I still wanted my milkshake. I do. It's a luxury, okay. I go through, I order, I get up to the window, same guy's there, and he just looks sad. He looks sad. There's no other way of like putting it. He looked defeated and miserable. And actually that's all of these kind of things, all these little factors actually started going into this whole Terrific Tuesday. I actually just recently started really kind of developing, hey, I'm going to bring back Terrific Tuesday. I just don't know to what capacity. And even now, talking to you guys from me to you, I don't know what capacity that Terrific Tuesday is about to take off. I just know that I have a platform and I also have an obligation and I have a duty and I have a privilege to being able to potentially reach thousands and millions of people. And I talk a good game, but whenever I say be the change you'd like to see in the world, if you see something that you say, I wish someone would do something about that. If you know me, you've heard me say this before. Well, I wasn't practicing that, now was I? See, there is a truth to be told. And it's everything going on in this society right now is our fault. And I know these are all the topics that I've gone over for years, but I mean, let's start putting our money where our mouth is. Whenever you see someone's miserable, do you join in and you get miserable with them, or do you start self-reflecting, going, okay, have a little compassion, have a little bit of sympathy? What happens when you don't have any more sympathy, when you don't have any more compassion? Well, then you gotta check yourself before you wreck yourself. Because if you don't, then who will? And if you say, well, I'm tired. Okay, find a way to get some sleep. We'll be waiting for you whenever you get here. Kind of like me and Terrific Tuesday. I just needed to take a little nap. A little nappy. But I'm back. Got some rest. And I started seeing some very beautiful things. Oh, and I got a really cool announcement. I didn't put it on here because I'm going to let you guys hear it first. But that's in a second. The way to get through all of this, any of it, that's the answer. Terrific Tuesday. That's the answer. No, that's the answer. The answer is to be the change you'd like to see. Be. Things be. Be the change. And then, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Thanks, Dad. But it's true. Are you going to continuously always just tacitly let it happen? Or are you going to at some point say, hey, I don't appreciate that. I don't appreciate you talking to me that way. So whenever I went through the line, it was funny too, because it was I don't know what came over me whenever I did this, but I told him a joke, like I typically tell people a joke, but I told him a joke, and then I was like, "Are you good?" And he just kind of like nodded his head. It was like one of those self-reflecting, like, I'm as good as can be. And then I get my milkshake and I go on and come back to work, and then there's a piece of plastic in my milkshake. Like, I don't know where the piece of plastic's from, but I could feel it. And I'm like, I could feel myself getting aggravated about it again, and like about just being aggravated to be aggravated. And I was like, well, wait, you have a reason. It's justified, right? Because there's a piece of plastic in your milkshake. And it's like, what if it's the way that they cut open the process to make like the package that made the milkshake? Okay, well, I'm still going to be mad. I still have a right. Yeah, you still have a right to be mad. But what if they just weren't paying attention? And what if they are going through something and that could have hurt you? Yeah, it could have hurt me. It could have hurt really anybody. But that's where you still self-reflect on your own actions, because how many times have you done something that was a little careless because you were worn out or you were burnt out? Well, nobody caught me. Oh, nobody talks about it. No. But it's easy to point at the other person. What my suggestion is, especially for any of this, is one, you have to be aware. You have to know. Now, one thing that I'm really not liking was here recently, there's a new fiscal year. The fiscal year ended and it was a whole exchange. And you had some big mental health agencies that started talking about if they got defunded or lost their grants, how people would die. And well, that's actually not true. You fear-mongering clients, telling them that they're not going to have access to any type of services is most likely going to have a tragic outcome rather than you losing your funding. There are, like churches and like other business operations, there are private practices and there's other options. A reasonable, and I would absolutely steer on the boat of obligating duties, is if you get defunded, you should start pointing people to other ships that can carry that load, rather than go on the news and pay thousands of dollars for good publicity telling people if we get defunded, people will die. That is not appropriate. That is not okay. I'm pretty sure I had yeah, I did. You would rather secure favorable media coverage through paid partnerships, even though you're failing to support, including turning people away, but it actually goes back to news conferences and listening are often performative. Challenge me on it, but my point is you don't fear-monger a community telling them that people are going to die subvertently through media coverage because you mishandled your funds. And, well, if you're some companies, they still haven't been able to allocate 1.4, 1.2, or 1.1 million dollars, and making your salary from $1.2 million to $800,000 just doesn't add up. It just doesn't. Jeremiah, so how do you suggest we be the change? First and foremost, see something, you say something. Second off, don't eat shit. If you eat shit, you will feel like shit later. Yeah? Literal food. If you eat like spoiled lasagna, are you going to feel good later? No, you're going to have the tummy aches and probably diarrhea. Okay. What happens whenever it's spoiled, hypothetical spoiled verbiage lasagna, and someone is demeaning you or talking down to you or treating you like you're not a person, or they are taking your choice and your freedom of choice away? You don't eat it. You say, I'm good, thank you, and they'll say, no, you have to eat this. Rewind. No, you don't have to do anything you don't want to do. There's consequences to that, sure, but that's where you have to make an educated guess. And the number one thing, if you're a mental health advocate of any kind, or even if you're a decent human being, is be, okay, see, right there. Now, it's still Terrific Tuesday. Had to go on a little tangent there. But I mean it though. Be the change you want to see in the world. Okay. So, what was next? Oh, yeah. You are wonderful. You are a fantastic soul. I mean, my God, I can't believe that you exist in this world. You, out of everyone in the world, out of life itself, out of the cosmic of the universe, there's you. And I absolutely love that you exist. I do. But here's the thing. We can't do this by ourselves. But there's a few things we actually absolutely have to say. Just thank you. Thank you for tuning in right now. We're not over, don't worry. Check time. I have to get out of my system. I'll be better at these later in time. What has Jeremiah been up with? Well, Jeremiah has been up to Red Nose Wellness. Oh, of course, I know he's been up to Red Nose Wellness, right? But I have actually, if you have not been following along on my socials, I've actually upgraded it. And yes, that is the Hulk. I actually am teaching anger management, health and wellness, CPR, and first aid training, and parenting education. You're like, Jeremiah, is that only in Tulsa? Well, I'm glad that you asked. I'm actually offering live online anger management and parenting education. I just hadn't had the chance to make this slide yet. Live. I have a client that is in Vancouver, Canada. I have a client that is in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I have a client that is in Hawaii. If you know someone that needs anger management, I try to get rid of them as quickly as I found them. Now, that does kind of create a weird period of I'm trying to find this consistency, but I think it's a good model and I'm going to stick with it. If you know someone that is significantly dealing with some anger or conflict resolution, I promise you I will try to get rid of them as quickly as I found them, and they'll be like, oh my God, thank you so much. Send them my way. I don't care where you are in the world. We've got this. Okay, sorry, that was my ad time, okay? Is he gonna do this every time? No, I'm just getting out of my system. I promise you, there's things coming. First and foremost, who wants to see a revised version of? It's now called the Wheel of Wellness. If you are watching, you are automatically going to participate. So, Jeremiah, show us what there is to win. Boom. Who has a dog? Who knows it's hot? Huh? These are water bottles that are also dog bowls. It's hot. Boom. Who wants to be put on a wheel, not will, but will, of wellness? Huh? Get it? Because hydration is wellness. Okay. Juju! Yeah! My eyes! Hey now! Oh, you guys can't. Okay, well, let's drop it real low. All right. Who do I have in here? Who's watching right now? I see 3 viewers, but we can't. Jana's one. So Jana. Creep night. Who else? William. It's funny. It's already towards the end. Who else did we lose? Who else is... SP, are you still here? All right. I'm going to give it a moment. SP is here! SP, I don't know if you were watching, but you're being entered in right now to spin a wheel for a hydration jug that it looks like it is 50 ounces. It's a 50-ounce jug. And it also, at the very bottom of it, actually is a bowl for your dog, if you have a dog. And if not, then, well, my goodness. So if you want to be entered, if you're watching this, it's live. As a thank you for joining in on Terrific Tuesday, all you have to do is just say here, because I can't see who is currently viewing. And I see 6 people. SP. Who else? SP. All right. Who else? I'm gonna give it. Well, I know I've already got you, Green Knight. No, we're going live. Like, we're doing this like tonight. Like, someone's going to win this tonight. I'm gonna be here throughout the whole. So, there is someone that is not speaking up. Someone needs to speak up here. Yes. Anyways, while we are waiting for someone to speak up. Actually, I think this is ironic. This is actually really funny. When Terrific Tuesday first started, this is Wade Falls was there, because he was the one recording it. The first Terrific Tuesday wasn't called Terrific Tuesday. Fun fact. It was actually called the Wheel of Good Fortune. And I was trying to give out money prizes. But the people that won the money prizes didn't want the money. And I was like, well, let me give it to you, or they wanted me to donate. I ended up donating every bit that someone won, and it was very weird. People won't take money, but they'll take items, and I think that's funny, and that's very unique. Brian! Hello, Brian. All right, Brian. All right. Now, 5 people. My goodness. Anyone else? Well, while we're waiting for hopefully maybe one more else person, I really thank you guys for watching and putting up with my shenanigans. Especially you, Brian. Thank you for putting up with my shenanigans. I am actually going to morph Redness. I'm actually going to morph Terrific Tuesday to a little bit more. Jana, no, Jana, that is not an option. You can donate it yourself. I will bring it to you personally, and you can give it away to someone. Well, Brian, you broke my heart. Break my heart. Anyways, I'm morphing Terrific Tuesday into something kind of ingenious and very business-like, but bear with me, okay? So this is kind of going into the whole moving forward, what to expect moving forward. I am going to start trying to use Terrific Tuesday to actually, one, keep the community sense, because I think that we are definitely needing a sense of community. That is 100% one. But I also think that Terrific Tuesday could absolutely be a source of where people might feel alone or unheard, to where they can come. And you guys are wonderful. Like the core audience members, you guys are fantastic. You're freaking cool. Like you really are. And you really make my heart smile. But what if someone comes into the community and the chat, and they realize that, hey, we're actually pretty well knitted, and that obviously I'm just being a redonkulous, oversized leprechaun, and they see our interactions, they see our interchange, and then they're like, hey, this is, and they might say a comment, and then they feel kind of welcomed in, and that's, to me, makes me feel kind of good, and like, I don't know, it's just like, that's like my thought, but also, Terrific Tuesday's always been kind of a place to where I can just get my weirdness out. So it might not always just be like Red Nose Wellness or community health, because I really need to learn how to do a cartwheel, and I really want to play my guitar again. And if I suppress that for the rest of the week and I just save it all for Terrific Tuesday, and you guys just get to watch all of my shenanigans, like how we all started. Yeah, yes, Creep Night, very good example, and we're happy you're here. But no, I am dedicating myself to it's not just a mental health thing. Obviously, the 12 sad truths about mental health is something that's really sore to my heart, because the fiscal year was yesterday, and yes, people still got their grants, but they didn't get as much grants, and they're still lying to their employees, but that's another subject for another rant for another day. Anyways, moving forward, I still would really appreciate and like a moment to just get myself out there, because why not? That being said, if you know me, and I mean, if you've seen me or met me or talked to me in person, I'm a different type of person. I'm coming to terms with that. Now, that being said, I don't know where this is going to move forward. I know that I want to get my guitar and my synth back, but I can absolutely promise you, and I can assure you, that Terrific Tuesday and the likeness of Terrific Tuesday is big enough for anyone. Anyone can have a Terrific Tuesday. Anyone can have a wonderful Wednesday. William is actually having a fantastic Friday on TikTok. I don't know if you're moving that to YouTube yet, or are you staying on TikTok? I don't think William's not with us anymore. Well, but Jana, you're uniquely wonderful as well. Creep Nights, are you still doing videos and scary stories, spooky stories, creepy stories? See, what I'm actually getting at is everybody has small little things that they're doing that are not the same, and there could never be. It's called Creep Night, which if you go to their profile, William, forward down. Oh yeah, William is. William, you and I have had this ongoing conversation that you're like, it's Terrific Friday. And I'm like, no, it's Fantastic Friday. William calls it Terrific Friday. I call it Fantastic Friday. William can call it whatever the hell he wants because it's his show and I'll always watch and support. But it's Fantastic Friday, I'm just saying. I know what you're doing right now, William. You're going, hey. Maybe you're not a content creator, but maybe you're a content consumer, and that's perfectly fine too. Maybe you're just kind of in the mix of all of it, and that's groovy as well. What I'm trying to give you a heads up and a forewarning about is that things are about to get wonderfully terrific. That being said, I actually might, outside of Tuesdays, I might actually have a Jeremiah Goes Live. Well, this week I'm not doing nothing because it's the 4th and I'm working on the other project too. Which, if you can tell, I didn't mention the other project. You just mentioned the other project. Okay, yeah, William's been busy. But no, if you see a post that says Jeremiah Goes Live, do not feel obligated to click on it, but it might just mean playing guitar or going out and doing something sporadic or working on Red Nose Wellness or anger management or something of the sort. I wanted to, before I started doing Jeremiah Goes Live, I wanted to kind of have like a, hey, Terrific Tuesday is still Terrific Tuesday, and Terrific Tuesday is most likely going to either be here or in my car if I can't get here in time, and I'm still going to be doing cartwheels. So I don't know. It's just a whole like thing. I'm going to get to it, okay? I promise you I'm going to get to it. Brian's like, updating on JeremiahCallihan.com. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I actually have a website. It's called JeremiahCallihan.com. I know, so unique. It actually has 2 links. One for the Terrific Tuesday segment, another one for Red Nose Wellness. On Red Nose Wellness, sir, have you ever heard of the mayor? Mayor, please, mayor, please. On rednosewellness.com, I have a pay it forward section. With that section, you'll look at the screen. If you just go to services, go to pay it forward, you will see the screen that says pay it forward. Now, you can enter amount, you can put a note. Why are you telling me this, Jeremiah? If I had money, I would, but I'm broke. Don't worry, I'm not asking you for money. Hi, Jackson! Far out! Hey, Jackson! Jackson, you just entered yourself to win a hydration water cooler thing that also has a bowl for your dog. Anyways, going back to the pay it forward. Why are you telling me about the pay it forward? Because I am now with Terrific Tuesday, I'm going to introduce a pay to say segment. Know someone that wants to, that you want them to have a exciting happy birthday wish of me dancing like an idiot during Terrific Tuesday, wearing a funny hat or doing something so spontaneously random, like running out going, it's Tom's birthday! Happy birthday, Tom! Happy birthday! And I mean really just giving it my all. Then you actually have a way that obviously nothing in the world's for free, but if you want me to give a shout out, I actually have 3 people that used to watch Terrific Tuesday that privately found a way to message me through Red Nose Wellness, and they asked if that was a thing. And they were like, could you just do this? And I was just going to do it for free. And then like one of them insisted, they were like, no, don't do it for free because you're going to get exhausted because everyone's going to want you to do it. Pay whatever. But here's the thing is whatever you pay, put your message right there in the notes of what you want me to do or what you want me to say. I will not do or say anything illegal or anything that is degrading. But if it's humorous and lighthearted and good-natured, I will absolutely do it. But everything that, if you do it, everything goes to clients that cannot afford services. So you help me, I help you. So you could be like, $5. Could you just say happy birthday, David? And I'm not just gonna say happy birthday, David. I'm gonna probably kick over a chair or the will. Better, William. But no, I'm gonna do a pay. I'm gonna do a pay to say ordeal. I think it's a really good idea. Shout outs, advertising, birthdays. So if you tune in to Terrific Tuesday one day and I'm like talking about Samuel and saying happy birthday and going 90 to nothing, just go along with it. I also, if you want me to call someone up and tell them that I know, that they are an asshole, I will do that too. Oh yeah. If you want me to call someone up and say, hey, someone paid me to call you and to tell you that you are an asshole and that they can't stand you, I won't tell them your name, but I will totally go ahead and make that call for you. But for me to do that, boom, pay it forward. If you have questions, just ask. It's like planting a seed. Because why not? I'm always like kind of section that up. Okay, anyways, let's play. We have 5 minutes left. Who wants to play a Wheel of Good Fortune? Boom. All right. Someone tell me to go. It's been a while. Ready? It's been a damn go. Tell me when to stop. Stop. Creep Knight says stop. Oh, that's funny. Looks like Creep Knight's the winner. Boom. Creep Knight, you are the winner of this hydration for you and your pets hydration canteen. That's what I keep wanting to call it, is a canteen, because that's what it is. It looks like it's a canteen. My goodness, I think I still have your email or spit again. Maybe next week, Jackson. You'll just have to tune in and find out. But for today's episode, this week's episode, Creep Night won. Either through, I know that we are friends on Instagram or email. Either reach out to me or I'll reach out to you and find out where to send it to. So, my goodness, congratulations. And Jackson, you'll just have to tune in next week. Okay, my goodness. Maybe it actually probably won't be a water canteen, but I'm going to find something. It'll be wonderful. It'll be fantastic. And I'm sorry, William, about the OCD of the camera. Okay, now watch this or don't watch it. Sweet. Awesome. I will get that sent out to you pronto. Congratulations. Now watch this. My goodness. Where's this? I say my goodness a lot, and I know, and I like it, and I'm not going to stop. Does anyone have any questions, comments, gripes, or complaints? But How are we feeling? How is Terrific Tuesday? It's coming to an end for tonight. Just excited I won something. I'm excited you won too. My goodness. Congratulations. Everybody say, well, you just did. And it was wonderful. I said, wonderful. I'm almost ready to beat him to his own theme song. Really? My goodness. Hey, thank you for being you. You guys are absolutely freaking wonderful. But I will say, hold on. Boom.
Wake up and greet the day. It's Tuesday morning, feeling so alive.
Oh, thanks for telling me now. SP, you are wonderful. I will fix that next week. I'm glad I read everything off to you guys.
Telling us what to do. Manipulations, they play with our minds.
SP, I need to call you later. Not tonight, but soon. There's a big project that nobody knows, but I'm talking cryptic, so nobody will be able to tell that there's a lot of big things coming. Woo! Hey! seriously, sincerely. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. Hope that you had a wonderful weekend. No, something's not right. We've got to change it up even more. Hold on. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend. I hope that your Monday didn't suck. Now it's terrific Tuesday, you beautiful souls. All I gotta say is, what? But seriously, thank you for watching and thank you for being you. You guys are just, you're the bee's knees, man. I think some big things are about to happen. Just observation, if you will. Now, I'll see you next week. I love you more!